Hey everybody, welcome back. Now we're going to be talking about forms in William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. And the first form we really need to talk about is the form of drama. We have not read a drama or a dramatic text in this class yet. And of course, dramas look differently than poetry or even epic poetry, which is without dialogue breaks. Drama is really consisting of dialogue breaks, dialogue between people, sometimes a few stage directions, and very little else. Very little else. We rarely get the kind of narrative contextualization that we find in other forms of narrative. So that's a difference that we want to keep in mind. Second of all, the Twelfth Night is a comedy. When we think about Shakespeare's drama, we might think about his comedies, his tragedies. He also writes history plays, and he also writes a kind of strange genre later in his life that are referred to as romances or tragicomedies sometime. But Twelfth Night is a comedy. And there are two ways I want you to think about comedy insofar as Shakespeare sees it. The first is comedy as haha, filled with jokes. Comedy makes you laugh. That's definitely true. Second of all, comedy speaks to the fact that the story has a happy ending. That's actually a bigger component of what constitutes a comedy in this time period, more than like the laughs. It's that this story leads to a happy ending versus a tragedy which leads to a sad ending. That's a key difference. Furthermore, within Shakespeare's comedies in particular, he frequently draws on characteristics of the medieval genre of romance, which we've encountered many times before in this class. So you can keep your eye out for some of these features of romance in this particular comedy. Lost identities and dramatic reunions, kind of like we saw in Marie de France's Milan. Forbidden love, like we saw in Landval, dramatic and improbable events, like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and then wondrous endings, like Bisclaveret. So keep your eye out for some of those romance forms in this play. Students sometimes react to this play by saying, oh, it's so unrealistic how everything unfolds, the confusion and the resolution of the confusion, and the ending just happens so fast. I'm going to challenge you to think harder about why that might be in this play and why early modern audiences, as well as modern present day audiences, might not be bothered by any of those things. Why might someone enjoy the improbable events of this play, or even the improbable events of these past narratives we've read, despite the fact that they're not very realistic? What's the good in that? What's the use in that? Another form that's returning in this play, in addition to romance, is Petrarchanism. We are experts on Petrarchanism by now. We've spent a really good amount of time mastering the genre and the form. And I want you to keep your eye out for Petrarchan elements in this play. We'll talk about this in more detail in the themes video, but I kind of want to prime you right now before you start reading as well. So look for some of these Petrarchan elements in the play. Look for oxymoron. Look for impassioned male lovers and cold, cruel women who ignore them. Look for mood swings and heavy emotion associated with love. I'll even give you a bigger hint than this. Go straight to Act 1, Scene 1, Line 1. It starts right at the beginning of the play, so you should be watching for that right away. And let me take this moment too to say it is an absolute must that you watch the Globe production of this play along with your reading this week. The Globe production is right there on Oaks. I insist that you watch it because I think it's going to transform your experience of this play. I think it's going to make you enjoy the play a lot more. It's going to make you see the humor and experience the jokes when they're being made on stage in front of an audience in ways that you wouldn't be able to apprehend in a written form. And of course, we could say this is a great lesson for all of drama, that it's meant to be performed, that we're not really experiencing drama in its intended form unless we're seeing a performance. So all of that, I say to really encourage you to watch this Globe production as you read along, because I think it's going to make a world of difference. Okay, I'll step off my soapbox here and end this video and move on to the context video.